Okay, I'm gonna do an extra step. All right, Mr. Kitty Cat, what's going on, Mr. Kitty Cat? Hey, Mr. Kitty Cat. So, here's my kitty cat. Here's Mr. Dude. He's really insistent. He's really insistent. Hi, Mr. Dude. He's really insistent. He's like, you have to pay attention to me right now. He says, huh, Mr. Dude. He said, right now, Mr. Dude. He said, right now. Huh, he says, it's really important. Okay, it's really important. He's like, it's really important. It's really important. He says, I have to show you how much I love you, he says. He says, it's so important. It's like the #1 thing I have to do, huh, he says. Every day. Every day he does this. Okay. Is that enough love? Have you shown me? Did you tell me, Mr. Dude? Did you tell me? Is it okay now? Oh, now Maudie Maud, she wants love too. Here you go, Mr. Dude. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's let's start the show proper. Simple. Good morning. Welcome to yet another episode of Red Stone Lapis Lazuli. It is I, your host, Pogo Kiddo, with special guest appearance by Dude. All right. Let's woo, hey, I'm way off of kilter here. Let's see. Let's do this. Is it gonna work, right? If I give it a second, maybe, and then do it. Hey, isn't that nice? Ooh. Okay, I gotta hide stuff, right? Let's do that. I'm not gonna hide my coordinates because if I die, it's gonna be unfortunate. I need to find my stuff. I am standing before a bastion remnant. A remnant of a bastion in Minecraft, right? In Minecraft. I'm in the nether. I'm deep in the nether. and I have found a structure buried in the nether rack. It's made of black stone bricks. And yeah, it's dark and dangerous. I'm pretty afraid to go here. So yeah, it's a structure above the lava, and it goes down. You can go through it. So I really don't want to do this. Because like I want to be prepared for it and not just like do this crazy right now, right? For right now, that's a pretty dangerous thing to tackle, right? That's a pretty dangerous thing to tackle. I'm gonna chill up here in the station I've constructed to stage my assault on the bastion. And what I've discovered is that I would really like a respawn point over here, you know, instead of having to go like take a train ride all the way back here when I wake up in my bed. I would rather respawn like right here and then get my stuff before it despawns. Maybe have a pile of like gold armor or something so that like they won't kill me. But to do that, I need more crying obsidian, and you cannot make it. You can only find it in the Nether, or in the overworld in broken Nether portals. So I guess I need to go find broken Nether portals in the overworld. Anyways, like, let me go back. Let's go back. So what happened? Like, in the process of building this passage to the bastion, I died. I took a wrong turn. A skeleton saw me up on my perch and shot me with an arrow. I fell off the ledge, the narrow ledge I created, into the lava. It was a lava lake. It was a lake of lava. Doesn't matter how much fire resistance I have, I'm not getting out. Like, not getting out alive. Anything short of a potion, because you can't swim in lava. So anyways, I lost all my good stuff. Like, and it takes a long time to recover from something like that. So I've spent a lot of time off camera doing just that, recovering from my misadventure. Yeah. I took a wrong turn. Lost all my stuff. It's a lot of work to come back from that. Anyways, right? Check out the camera, right? Isn't it great? Lighting is amazing. It's all about lighting. I picked up a light at the Goodwill, and it's making a huge difference. Yee. Okay, so what else have I done? Well, out of necessity, I've been doing a lot of trading with the villagers, right? So part of the reason why I made this village was to better recover from a death where I lose everything. That's the whole point. That's why you make villager trading halls, is to get stuff, to make more stuff, to enchant other stuff, to make stuff cheaply. That's why you do it. But I felt it was a little bit inhuman of me to enslave all these villagers into making stuff just for me and keeping them in little cells. I mean, that's basically a prison. It's a prison. It's a prison. They have no free agency of they have no free agency. They have nothing. They can't do anything, right? That you rob them of their freedom in order to get what you want. Me, right? I would. So that was like, oh, I can't do that. That's terrible. I learned better. I learned, and I changed my ways. So instead of forcing the villagers to breed children for me to exploit, I learned that I could find zombie villagers in the wild. Like, I didn't turn them into a zombie. I found them like that. And that I could cure them of their zombiehood. And when they were cured of their zombiehood, I sent them back into this village I made. I literally made a village. I literally made it. And then yeah, they could I gave them a bed and a house and a job. Most of them have a job. A lot of them are just like, I don't know. Yeah, and yeah, and so that's where I left it. Well, then I died, so I had to come back, and I have to like start like building relationships with some of these guys in order to like trade with them and get what I need, right? Like, and it's still expensive, and it's expensive because some of these villagers are not villagers I rescued. They were born here and grew up as children, so they don't remember. They don't remember me. They don't know. They don't understand that I'm the one who rescued their parent from being a zombie. So they don't give me a discount. This guy does. He's like, I remember you. You're the one who saved me from being a zombie. Here, good deals for you. All right, thanks. But not everybody. So anyways, you know, the last time we talked, I was talking about, yeah, so anyways, I've been trying to recover, and it takes a long time. It takes more time than I really like from doing the other things I wanted to do. But anyways, look at that big party they're having up there. That's awesome. Villager party, villager party. Okay, so I talked last time about the legacy, the heritage that Americans, the ideological heritage of Americans. And here's the other part, right? I haven't even discussed the ideology. I don't know if it's an ideology or what. But our native heritage. Like I'm not like I'm an immigrant, right? But I recognize that this place belongs to the natives. It was taken through imperialism, which is unjust. I don't know what like. Yeah. So that's yes, that part is also part of American heritage and ideology. Well, ideology? Maybe. Well, we were supposed to have grown to recognize this, right? That was the that was like that was the Enlightenment, right? The Enlightenment ideals. So, I guess they call it woke now. Enlightenment ideals. The ideals of the Enlightenment. Okay, anyways, what do I got here? Remember how I was talking last time about that French guy? So in the movie The Matrix, Neo grabs Neo grabs a book from his library when he's still in the Matrix, and like he's asleep at his computer. He wakes up. He notices his computer is talking to him, and the computer says, "Follow the white rabbit." And then the door knocks. There's a knock at the door. He goes to the door, and he goes. They want something, so he goes to his library and picks up a book. The book is Simulacra and Simulation by a French author. Man, I didn't learn that yet. Shit. Anyways, so he in this book he breaks down how the entropy of reality. I guess that's the way you can put it. It's called the entropy of reality. In that there's the direct experience. There's like the nature of direct experience is that you can't share it with anyone else because it's direct experience. It's raw data, like raw experience, beyond comprehension, beyond mediation, beyond anything. Like you feel it. You feel it. You feel it. It's touching you. Okay. Then, so what's his name? Oh my gosh. I'm going to look it up because I feel I should have wrote it down or something. Da da da. Da 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 da. Here, Wikipedia, save my life. There's a 1981 philosophical treatise by the philosopher and cultural theorist Jean Baudrillard. Jean Baudrillard. I don't know. Baudrillard, in which he seeks to examine the relationships between symbols and society. In particular, the significations and symbolism of culture and media involved in constructing an understanding of shared existence. So there's direct experience. Then you have to like copy it somehow. You have to like copy that direct experience. And then and he called it the sacramental order. But then that dialectically speaking, that creates its opposite. Its opposite, which is the unfaithful copy, where they say no, actually reality, like the reality is evil, the world is evil, and it's trying to mislead you and hide the real truth from you, right? And then you have the next one, the next breakdown, entropy, order of sorcery, where you deny that this even happened. You say there was no direct experience. I can take these symbols and use them however I want. Like there is no beginning. There is none. It all depends on how, like, whose symbols are given the most power or have the most power. That's all that matters. And then you break down even more. So this one completely denies. So this is like truth. This is like a pledge to truth, I guess. I don't know. This is the opposite of truth. This is the denial of that even being there, which negates these guys. And then you finally get to simulacrum, which is the symbols have no relationship to reality whatsoever. So the way I can see it, perhaps a way of putting it together is like, the experience of the experience of freedom, right? We will say when you're free, when you're a free person, you can feel it. It's a feeling. It's not just a feeling, but there's a feeling component to it. There's a component of freedom that you actually feel it in your being. You feel it. and you feel it when it's not, and you can feel its absence for sure. Once you felt it, what it's like to be free, you can feel its absence, the loss of freedom. You can absolutely feel it. So it's a thing you can feel. Freedom is a thing. Not only is it a concept, an idea, but it's a material reality, and it's a direct experience of feeling. Like, so that, yeah, freedom is like a thing, right? So you try to you try to convey that idea, because you can't convey, you can't be like, oh my God, you feel this? Here, feel this. You can't do that. You can't do it. So you have to find another way of expressing it. So you have to, and so your first thing you're gonna do is try to express it. You're gonna try to like somehow make it accessible to the human mind. So you translate this into some kind of art or something. So I don't know what's a statue for freedom. Maybe we can change it to something else. So freedom. What's the other important thing besides? There's like two things that are really important. I wouldn't say two things. There's not just two things that are really important, but these things kind of go together. They go together. You can't, like, freedom. But there's another side to freedom, which is the justice part of it. They're not separate. They're not separate things. You can't have freedom without justice in society. Because if my freedom infringes upon your freedom unjustly, like, it's gonna cause problems. So okay, we also the same thing with justice. You can feel when something is just and fair, and you can feel when it's not fair. And you can feel when it's not fair. And you need a way to convey that. So the ancient Greeks, they like used art and poetry and created gods. They create gods. There is Athena, who is the goddess of wisdom. There is Thor, or not Thor. There's Zeus, the god of lightning. Poseidon, the god of the sea. You know, all these. You know, these are like giant things they're trying to convey these feelings. Like, because one of them, Hesiod, a poet named Hesiod, posited created this existence. Did he create? I don't know. Created the idea of decay, of justice, the goddess of justice, and like, I don't know, something like they had Hammurabi made the code of laws, right? Great, awesome, right? Because without a code of laws, nothing means anything. But yeah, how do you convey these ideas? How do you convey these? So they created gods to give form to something, to a concept, and like to translate the awesomeness of direct experience into something that can be communicated to other people. So that's like the faithful copy, I guess. And then you have the unfaithful copy, which is the I don't know, the opposite of whatever these guys are about. But it hints at like a deeper reality that's still there. That this is still there, but it's hidden, is what they're saying. And then this one. So anyways, what does that have to do with society? So you take the idea of freedom. Like now, I want to say that. I mean, I'm saying all that, man. I'm going way too far back. I don't know. I'm trying to shoehorn, I guess, this idea into something where I understand it. Because it feels to me that the symbols of USA are kind of broken. Like they're supposed to like symbolize freedom and justice, but when you look at the reality, the material reality of American society, like it's not that at all. I mean, in some aspects it is, but in other aspects it's not at all. So that's pretty vague, right? What am I trying to get at? Okay, so for example, there was that recently. Everyone's talking about Luigi. Luigi is the guy who killed the health insurance CEO in Manhattan. He had 3 bullets, and he fired, and they were on the bullets written, defend, deny, defend, and depose, or something like that. Which is like the strategy that the healthcare corporation used to cut costs and create a budget, a profit, to create a profit for itself. Basically, they denied healthcare to people in order to create profit for themselves. So people suffered and died, but they got to make a lot of money. And I'm like, it's nothing new, right? American healthcare sucks. American, like, on some aspects it's great, but man, it's so inefficient. It's so inefficient. Like, there's, why are we paying middlemen to take a cut? Like, it makes no sense. All we have to do is look at any other country, any other developed country, and just copy what they did. I don't understand it. They're paying less money than we are, and they have better healthcare outcomes. So what is it about the United States? I guess the problem is that we're 50 different countries packed into one. So it's hard to coordinate that kind of thing. Particularly when you have one faction of the government ideologically opposed to the other faction. Like, you can't take care of basic stuff that needs to be taken care of when the two factions are pulling in opposite directions. It's amazing the thing even moves forward at all. And in fact, it's going to start falling behind. because these two factions are pulling in opposite directions. Who are the two factions? Well, there's the fascists and the multiracial Democrats. I would say Democrats, but like small d Democrats, like people interested in democracy, not the political party. But there's the people interested in democracy, and then there's the fascists, people interested in authoritarianism. And that's the tension in the United States right now. And I'm like thinking that, okay, if you want a better society, if you want to make a better human being, you do so through education. So I was outside recently, like just before the show started, talking to some guy, and like he was young, right? He was like, you know what, like 20 years younger than me. And I mentioned Mussolini, and I'm like, do you know who Mussolini is? And he's like, nope. And I'm like, do you know, like, yeah, you know, Mussolini from the Axis powers from World War II. He's like, nope, I don't know. He's like, I'm like, what? You don't know World War II? The war that pretty much created the American like ideals of human rights, and not created, but like that became like the hegemony, is that human rights were important, and that the United States would act in order to further human rights. Because all people deserve to be free. And he was like, yeah, no, I don't know anything about that. So I was like, oh no. No wonder things don't make sense, because like you don't know where we came from, or like how we got here. So you have no frame of reference. I was like, I was trying to explain to him why it was like so bad that the president of Argentina was made an honorary Italian by the fascist daughter of Mussolini, and he didn't know, he didn't understand why like it was a big deal. Like he didn't even know what happened in Argentina. What happened in Argentina? The president in Argentina cut the government so much that poverty like went over 50%. A huge jump in poverty. And like after like years of insane poverty, he finally posted a budget surplus, a government surplus. Yeah, we had a government surplus, and then George W. Bush threw it all away for his Iraq war and his tax cuts for the rich. Grr, George W. Bush. I fucking hate that guy. I mean, Reagan was bad too, but I was like too young to understand. I was a little kid during Reagan. Alright, anyways. What am I even doing, right? So this guy on Cole spec on Reddit wrote, tried to give examples of simulation and simulacra, of the way it transforms from direct experience to pure simulacra, where things aren't referencing anything real anymore. So he says, or they say, I will try to describe the stages by using another example and carefully go through each of them. Imagine a video of Donald Trump. I'm using an example of this kind because when we think of mediated images, we easily think of political speeches, interviews, etc., seen on television or online. You can think of different public figures here, but you'll see why, by the end of this, why Trump serves as a good example. To get to the second stage, we need to twist the content of the first one. Imagine the same footage of Donald Trump, but mediated on Fox News or CNN. The ideological leaning of the channel doesn't matter right now. Each of them will frame Trump's public performance in one way or another. Here, we preserve the nature of the content as we're still dealing with images of some sort, but they were put to work in some way. This step has to do with how we use the content we encountered in the first stage and what we make of it, etc. The third stage has to imply the commodification of the content from the first stage, the beginning of that content's massive circulation. Think of GIFs created from that video of Trump from the beginning. These GIFs are widely used. They don't have an original, but we can recognize Trump in them. We might even recognize the exact public performance that made possible the existence of that GIF. Bear in mind, we still physically recognize Trump at this point. The nature of the image hasn't changed. 4. The final stage is where the total shift happens. Picture Trump as Pepe the Frog. It's a meme, something that only paradigmically touches upon Trump. It has nothing to do with the video of Trump from the beginning, even though we recognize him. The idea of Trump is important for the meme to work, and it's accomplished through the use of Trump's physiognomy. But it's all there. Physiognomy. But it's all there. But that's all. Still, in order for us to get to this point, we have to know so many things about Trump. The fact that he's a public figure, a politician, the fact that he appears in the media, that he represents certain things, elicits certain reactions, etc. This is where signs merely reflect other signs. Standing outside getting attacked by bats. Stingrays. Manta rays. I should get a bunch of these to leashes and then use them to fly around like a balloon. Okay. This is by Asaka R. Denia. Asaka R. Denia. The term "stay woke" originated in the black community and dates back to the 1930s. It was a call for awareness of the systemic social justice issues facing black folks. It was hijacked and rebranded as a pejorative term by folks who are willfully and holistically ignorant about America's history. Nota bene. Anti-wokeness is rooted in the anti-CRT movement, which later morphed into an anti-trans/gay movement to stoke outrage over, quote, objectionable books. Anywho, stay woke. Stay aware. Awareness. The fascists will try to rob you of their humanity. So you want on the ska? Category: meet Russian women. Finding romance wherever possible, no matter who or where you are. How do you define a successful romance? Though there are people who would characterize romance along the lines of a fling or a brief encounter, most people regard romance as something more significant than that. Continue reading. Find your Russian bride right here in America. Florida men who are desirous of meeting potential Russian brides often do not pursue this desire because of the investment and risk involved with meeting and courting women from abroad. Should you find a reputable agency or risk using online matchmaking services? Continue reading. You don't have to travel to Russia to find a Russian bride. Finding a relationship chemistry may seem like magic or luck of the draw, but there's much more to it. Chemistry between a man and a woman happens when the two share certain compatible traits as what? Love of money and corruption. Hey, look at that. That's her company. Luxury I can't say that. Concierge. Luxury concierge. Check it out. This Russian chick hanging out with Ron DeSantis at concierge. Introduction. We believe that everyone deserves to find meaningful, lasting connections. Our personalized matchmaking services is designed to bring together like-minded individuals. Like-minded individuals. Like-minded. Oh, look, there she is again with Rudy Giuliani. Looking for love? He's looking for love. Oh, look, hey, there she is again with Donald Trump. That's amazing. How is it that Donald Trump manages to find himself surrounded by so many sex workers? I mean, nothing against sex workers, right? Everyone's, they're doing their job. They're working. They deserve safety and protection, just like every other worker. However, what I find interesting is that she's Russian in particular, that this is a Russian matchmaking service. Remember Maria Butina? She was the Russian spy that was the girlfriend of a whole bunch of high-level Republicans. And she, quote, donated money to the NRA. Where did she get that money? It wasn't her money. She got it from the Russian government. And then she gave it to the NRA, and the NRA gave it to the Republican candidates to win their races against Democrats. So yeah, the Russians are all up in the Republicans. They're all up in the Republicans. What's this one? Oh yeah. These are all bad guys. They're all white. Okay. Anyways. There's more. I came upon a realization, not a realization. I always knew it, right? I always knew that there was some bad stuff going on in this country. But like, what it kind of like sunk in is when I look what happens when I change it to lab. Something, it looks wrong, right? Something's not right. It's kind of weird. What's going on here? So, what I noticed is that, like, if you go over if you go over like the high profile killing and murder cases and stuff over the years, something's not right. if you find that like you find that there's a reflection that you can see taking place. For example, Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines and killed 2 people or 3 people. He murdered a bunch of people. He crossed state lines and murdered a bunch of people, and then he got away with it from the Justice Department or from yeah, with no consequences. The American justice system put no consequences for that. Then he then we have Breonna Taylor. She was killed by the police. No consequences for the police. We have Michael Raynal. Yeah, Michael Raynal. So he was a white guy in Portland who shot and killed a Proud Boy, and in self-defense. And before he could go on trial, Donald Trump sent a federal hit squad to kill him before he could go on trial. They didn't even try to arrest him. They just like began shooting at him to kill him. They didn't even try. There was a Black Lives Matter protest in, I think, Dallas, and it was marching in the street. It was marching, and this white supremacist found out that it was going on, grabbed his gun, his assault rifle, got in his car, and looked for the march going on. When he found the march, he purposely drove his car into the crowd. And when people started reacting that he was driving his car through the crowd, he shot and killed a guy. And the guy he killed was white, and he was white too. But because the white guy was marching with Black Lives Matter, he's not protected from the law. So sure, the guy was convicted and put into prison for being a murderer, but the white supremacist governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, pardoned him and got him out of prison. So he escaped penalties because of white supremacy. Because he was serving white supremacy. Trayvon Martin. That guy killed a 17-year-old kid. Shot and killed a 17-year-old kid and got away with it. Like, the fact that Florida even has a stand your ground law is like, it's like invitation for murder in the name of white supremacy. If you like, Donald Trump literally tried to overthrow the government of the United States, and he's given presidential immunity. The Supreme Court legalized bribery so that anything Donald Trump got from the Russians would be legal. Yeah, it's like we're in a different world. Things aren't so clear anymore. Look at all these guys. Jeez Louise. New and improved system. It actually doesn't make much of a difference, but you can't see anything anymore. It's all tweaked out. It's like, ooh, what's going on? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Actually, it's just tick, 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 tick. So, I don't know what to say. Like, even ancient Greece had to deal with tyrants from time to time. And sometimes the tyrant turns out to be like revitalizing for the people's sense of democracy. Or maybe not. I don't know. Sense of freedom. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. We haven't really had Donald Trump is a tyrant. He's going to be a dictator. I don't think people understand that. You can try to stop him. Sure, you can try. Let's see how the American system can do it, though. It can handle it. Might be time for a revision. But, like... I don't think now is a good time for it. I don't know. Listen to me just jibber jabber. I'm just jibber jabbering. I have nothing. Like, I have nothing else to tell you, man. They're like... I don't know what baseline to start on. So, look at how backwards things are. That's funny. Alright, well, until next time, I guess.